you awesome Lake listeners. Thank you for clicking play today with our Grow, Thrive, Inspire podcast. I'm so excited about our topic today, and here to help me explain the importance of it is our Director of Camdenton and Social Media Marketing, Miss Susan Snyder. Susan, thanks so much for being here. I'm so excited to chat with you and this awesome topic of SNUB.
I'm excited to be here. It's a subject that happens in the workplace more than people realize.
Well, we're happy to have you. So, Susan, I wanted to do today's episode around that topic of SNUB, which SNUB broken down means stop negative, unproductive behavior. And before we get into that, could you tell our listeners just a little bit more about you and your story?
So I guess we should start where I grew up because I think it made me who I am. I grew up in Tucker, Georgia, believe it or not, just outside of Atlanta. I have one older brother and one older sister. I went to West Georgia University in Carrollton, Georgia, believe it or not, small town. I have a degree in marketing. After I graduated, I spent a couple summers doing accounts payable, which really helps me in this job today, paying attention to detail. But I will tell you that the job I spent most of my time doing was property management in Atlanta. And if you've ever been to Atlanta, you will know and see that there are so many sprawling apartment communities there that there are plenty of jobs there in the property management field. So I started out leasing apartments and I worked my way up to property manager.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what brought you here to the lake?
My husband is a mining engineer, and we moved here for a couple reasons. One, we have family in St. Louis, so we wanted to be closer to them. St. Louis and Redbud, Illinois.
Oh, okay.
And my husband got a new job here with Magruder.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So SNUB, let's transition into that a little bit. And again, that means stop negative, unproductive behavior. And we utilize this phrase in our office all the time. So, in today's working environment, how easy is it to stand or sit around with fellow coworkers and complain about anything at all? We're all guilty of it. However, do we ever take time to sit back and think about what negative impacts that makes, not only with our own mindsets, but with wasted time and so on and so forth? So, Susan, what is your opinion of SNUB and how has it affected your past working experiences?
Okay, so my opinion of SNUB is that it is a practice that has to be worked on and focused on daily. It is so easy to get caught up in negative talk about a coworker, but it always feels bad when you reflect on it later. You know that feeling when you've participated in that, and then you walk away from it, and you feel badly, and you feel that you did something wrong.
So has this happened to you in previous working experiences?
It has. And I think it's particularly bad when a supervisor initiates and continues negative discussions about subordinates or other coworkers. Because when a supervisor puts you in that position, you can try to turn their negative talk into positives whenever possible, but you feel like you're in a bad position since it is a boss or a supervisor.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you feel like your hands are tied and you're not really sure, how to approach that particular situation. Have you ever been in a situation in a working environment with maybe a boss of some sort or a superior and told them that you would like them to stop when they have been gossiping or spreading negativity?
Yes, actually what I decided to do was be positive. So anytime that supervisor would say a negative about another coworker, I would try to turn the negative into a positive. And the more you do that to a supervisor or coworker, typically they go away.
Yeah.
They stop because you're not playing along. And it's not fun anymore for the supervisor or boss that is making fun of others and laughing about it. And if they know you won't participate, they will usually stop.
Have you ever had to overcome your own personal feelings of maybe stopping that behavior and then walking away and wondering if you're the next target?
Oh, yeah. Actually, I found out talking to a supervisor and listening to that supervisor make fun of others. And you kind of feel like if you participate, you're safe. That there's no way they're talking about you because you are their confidant. There's just no way, right? Oh, that's not true. There's like a saying, if your coworker will gossip about others with you, then they're certainly talking about you to others. And that ended up being the case.
Yeah. And that's so unfortunate. I know I've had my own experiences with that as well. But I want to transition just a little bit with that in mind. How do you incorporate snub or the idea of snub into your daily work routine now that you've had some of those experiences happen in your past?
Don't participate in any of it. 3 reasons why, in my opinion. If you will not gain any favor with that negative person if you participate. The gossip will just escalate and it will overwhelm you.
It really does overwhelm you, doesn't it? I mean, when you really think about it and you see that pattern continue and continue to build, it really does start weighing down on you.
It does. And you're making yourself vulnerable to a person who probably isn't trustworthy. So, and you feel that, like when you leave your work that day, you know in your heart that what you've done is wrong. And you know that you've made yourself vulnerable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And number 3, you're wasting company time and not being productive. So if you look back on that time that you spent listening to that supervisor or boss talk negative about others, think about the time you wasted and what you could have accomplished during that time.
I love those 3 points because I definitely think that they are very valuable. And I do think that people don't take a lot of time to look back maybe on that particular interaction and think about the time that they've spent, because it like drags on for probably like an hour maybe, if not longer. And it is a dynamic or huge waste of that time. So
yeah.
Since you've been with Remax, one of my absolute favorite things about you is your ability to steer that positivity in the right directions. What has been your personal experience with spreading more positivity rather than negativity?
My personal experience with spreading more positivity is everybody works better as a team when you are positive and upfront with everyone. So if you are running around talking about everyone behind their backs, what are you solving? What if there's a problem with a team member? You've got to discuss it as a team and move on. So everybody grows from it. One thing I've really learned at this job is self-awareness. And boy, self-awareness is not always fun.
Yes, it's not always fun. I mean, you have to definitely dig deep into yourself. And I think a lot of people lack, I don't want to necessarily say lack that ability, but I just think that it is pushed on the back burner a lot. But you definitely, if you're a person that's considering growth and your own personal growth, I think that it's really important to self-analyze and think or ask yourself questions like, how could I have handled this differently? Or how can I handle it better the next time? Because a lot of this subject, in my opinion, like you gave 3 great reasons, and I would like to add a 4th, and that is when you are in particular situations where you are having interactions like that or catching interactions maybe that don't involve you but overhearing it, participating in that is definitely a reflection of your own character. And I think that people need to think more about how that reflection is coming into that particular interaction and what that means when they walk away from it.
Oh, yeah. Lead by example.
Love that.
Don't do it, and others won't do it around you. There's another saying that, and I'll be honest with you, when I experienced this in the workplace and felt the feelings I felt, I did a lot of looking for quotes.
Okay.
Because, I have 3 kids. And one thing as a parent, you want to be able to talk to them when you have a bad experience. So they'll know how to deal with it as well once they get out there, or even in high school or anywhere they are. Gossip affects people in many places.
Yeah.
So I started to search out quotes and sayings. And one thing I found that you've probably all heard is that great minds discuss ideas, small minds discuss people.
Ooh, I love that.
And Eleanor Roosevelt said that, and it's so true.
It is.
You know?
Yeah, it is. And I think that when you are a person that's working on that self-reflection and working on growth and, leading by example, staying positive, those impacts, definitely carry over into other people or just in the overall, like when you walk into a place and you can feel the stiffness or the aggression or whatever that underlying surface is, the same works for positivity though.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually think I would credit the owners of, Jeff, Jason, and George and everyone, because I feel positivity from them.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm with them, I feel that energy and that positivity from them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even on bad days, I would definitely throw out to them as well. Like, we all have our bad days. We might be struggling with something personally, but those three, they definitely pull you out of it pretty quickly, which is pretty cool.
I agree.
Okay, so what would be some advice that you would give to our fellow listeners, because again, this is something that applies to everybody, about Snub and how to be a positive role model in their working environment?
Okay, so I thought about this, and unfortunately one of them I already threw out there, and that's lead by example. Mm-hmm. If come into work positive, come into work ready to work as a team. Mm-hmm. If you need help, ask for it. If you can't handle your workload, ask for help and be positive, and let's move on. Mm-hmm. The other thing is, at the end of the workday, reflect on it. Mm-hmm. If you messed up or you slipped up, like I said, it's something you have to focus on every day. If you messed up and you know it, fix it. Mm-hmm. Fix it with the person that you maybe messed up with. The other thing is, be honest with your coworkers. Mm-hmm. And tell them if they need feedback or constructive criticism, or if they need that positivity. Be honest with them.
I love that. I love all of those pieces of advice. I especially like the one where you had said, ask for help. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people, especially in a working environment, they may struggle with maybe a sense of pride or I don't know necessarily what the exact word would be, but I definitely feel like if more people were open to asking for help, mm-hmm. Your team that we're speaking about, this invisible camaraderie, would probably strengthen a lot more. So.
Oh, I agree. And you constructive criticism. Boy, when I first started working here, my supervisor at the time would definitely give me constructive criticism mm-hmm. on many things, and it's funny, she would apologize for giving the criticism, but for me it was learning. Mm-hmm. I think she was pushing me. When someone's giving you constructive criticism, they're pushing you to be better at what you do. Mm-hmm. They're not trying to hurt you. They want you to be better. They can see something in you that they know that you have more to give.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to look at it like that.
You do. And, with us being, not to make it like a gender issue, but with us being women, we have a tendency sometimes to take things a little too harshly. So I know that personally, yes. For me, I'm a very empathetic person. So I have to take a step back a lot and be like, okay, they didn't mean this personally, yeah. So it's a hard road to try to change that mindset, but it works in everybody's favor when you actually do that. So.
Oh, yeah.
So what is your favorite thing about our culture here at RE/MAX Lake of the Ozarks?
I would say my favorite thing, and it's been like this since day one, everyone's willing to help everyone. Mm-hmm. And you can call any team, you can call anyone, and they are so happy to help. And they don't ever say it as if they're annoyed to help you. They are happy and positive, and they'll do anything.
Oh, cool.
And you need that, because I was told from the very beginning that the real estate changes daily. Mm-hmm. And even if you've been at it a real estate job for a year or 2 or 3, it keeps changing. So you're always learning. And I love that.
I do too. I love it as well. And I love that about our culture, having that law of abundance, or sharing is caring, or a mixture of both all the time. And that counts for anybody looking for any type of service or information or anything. I mean, that could be other agents in our market.
Yeah.
That could be clients needing help. That could be, even our own people within our industry or our organization. And I just love that about it. So
Me too.
So what are some personal goals you may be working on currently that have you excited?
Okay, so what I'm really excited about, and that what RE/MAX Lake of the Ozarks offers, is training.
Yes.
So we offer a lot of training on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Anything, system sessions. You can learn to make your email signature better. You can learn so many things. DocuSign, whatever you want to learn, it's sitting there waiting for you. And that to me is exciting. And I want to make the time to learn as much as I can.
Well, I love that little plug too, because I am working really hard to make that channel even better.
Yeah,
so
it's really great.
I
Really
appreciate that. Okay, some last questions, just some rapid fire for fun. I love these. They catch people off guard. But first one, what is something that no one really knows about you?
Okay, let's see. I would say what people don't know about me, and the little back history, is I, as a kid, played with Matchbox cars.
What?
So as a girl, I played with Matchbox cars all the time. And I always told myself when I got older, I would buy myself a red Corvette. Okay. So just so you know, everyone, I did not buy a red Corvette. But I still love cars. So I watch cars on the road. If I could, I would buy a new one every year just to try them out. I love them. I'm not a mechanic, but I do like models, makes, and looking at them and researching them. So that's something I love.
Oh, man, I did not know that about you.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Okay, what is one of your favorite things to do here at Lake of the Ozarks since you've been here?
Okay, so that's a tough one. But one of the great things about Lake of the Ozarks is the restaurants are open. And so my husband and I like to try new restaurants.
Yeah.
Because, they're open for business here, and we can go inside and sit and try them. So that is something that we have tried to do.
Yeah, so you like to just what do you guys like, grab a restaurant out of a hat or something?
I ask people, people will make recommendations, and then we'll go try that out.
That's cool. That's awesome. I like that. And last one, where is one of your favorite places to let your hair down at Lake of the Ozarks?
That's a tough one. Letting my hair down is not that easy, really, for me. So letting my hair down, I would say maybe I have a lot of fun at my hair salon. I know that might sound funny, and it has to do with hair, but I really like my my hairdresser, and we talk a lot, and we have a lot of fun, and we laugh, and it's girl talk, and I would say that's one of my favorite things.
I love that. Yeah, I actually haven't got a hair salon, but that is... it's true, though. I mean, your hairstylist is probably one of your deepest therapists, I'm sure, to a lot of people. So I actually love that answer.
I mean, they have one of the spray tan booths there. And if you've ever done that, it's very funny. And it's very funny to talk about your experience in the spray tan booth. And so we do laugh about those kinds of things.
That's cool. Well, Susan, thank you so much for this amazing information. You are so great at breaking things down, and I love our conversations. I know that you have physically and emotionally helped me with this topic, and I appreciate you expanding on it because, we bounce stuff off of each other all the time, and I love that we're able to keep positivity going in our organization. And Grow, Thrive, Inspire listeners, thank you for tuning in and being great fans. We have one more episode coming for this season, so stay tuned on Wednesday, and you can still find us on all of our platforms: Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, Instagram, and now on 89.3 FM Key Radio in Osage Beach. And keep an eye on our Facebook page for upcoming events, open houses, and fun things going on here at Lake of the Ozarks. Share us with those who love the lake as much as you do, and we sure would appreciate it. And remember to always grow, thrive, and inspire, and we'll catch you next time.